And welcome, 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 welcome. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Be So Light. I am Felicia, as well as Priestess Makala, as well as Niana. So, yeah, three names you can pick and choose. So, welcome to Be So Light. Let's dive into this one. So, yesterday, I found myself needing to just kind of, I did my work already. I already knew what I was going to be doing. Hold on a second. Okay. Did my work already. I already knew what I was going to be doing. And I said, I just kind of wanted to veg out. I just kind of wanted to be. I didn't want to have to think of anything. I already did my running around. So I decided to take a movie day and I decided to watch. And I didn't know it was on already. Don't Worry, My Darling. Oh, wonderful movie. It's a mixture of Get Out, it's a mixture of them, it's a mixture of Stepford Wives, it's a mixture of Matrix. It's good. It's a good movie. If you're looking for a good movie that you just kind of want to sit and watch, now I'm going to use a disclaimer here. This is a good movie. If you don't want to hear the details of it, get off of here and then come back later and listen to it. If you're not going to watch the movie, let me just tell you that movie, the real hidden meaning behind that movie was control. Control of someone's life where they had no free will to live the way they really wanted to live. And someone else was manipulating the way they wanted their marriage to be, the way they wanted to live. Okay. So the movie is very captivating. You start off, you see them partying, having a good time, Alice and Jack having a good time, they're just celebrating. And the whole time when you're watching the movie, you're thinking, oh, okay, I think, well, this is probably Stepford Wives, No, 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 no. Yes and no. So as the movie goes on, you start realizing that the men take off and go to work all at the same time. All the women stay home, they clean, they do the same thing every day. They clean, then they go out and go shopping, then they go to ballet class, they ride a little victory trolley bus, whatever the heck that is. And you're kind of watching and you're looking at it, but they're all told, don't go to the desert. You don't go there. The desert is forbidden. I'm like, okay, there it is. Somebody telling you not to go to the desert. Where have we heard that before? Oh, don't go beyond the wall. Don't 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 go beyond the wall. It's dangerous beyond the wall. Don't you go beyond the waters. It's dangerous beyond the wall. Every time somebody says, don't go here, go there because they hiding something. Go there. I'm serious. That means go there because they're hiding something. That's what our beings on this planet always do. Tell you not to go somewhere, tell you not to do this, tell you not to do that. And then you're supposed to fall in line with it. Okay? You're not supposed to go, you're not supposed to do any of these things. So I find it really interesting how she was on the trolley one day, and the guy that was driving it says, "Well, I'm on my way back. You're not going shopping today?" And she goes, "No, I'm not going shopping today. I just wanted to get out of the house and just breathe," because she started having like these flashbacks and things that weren't making sense. And then her friend, I want to say Margaret, was having a bad time, and she had witnessed Margaret kill herself. And then there's a lot of gaslighting that takes place in this movie. A lot of gaslighting. Yeah, that's also associated with the movie Gaslight. So she's like, I just need to get out. And she sees this plane flying, and then it crashes like up in this hill area. But before it does, it goes through a ripple, like an energy field that kind of ripples, and you can see it. And she's got, that plane just crashed. Drive out there. We gotta help those people. And the guy says, "Oh, I'm not. supposed to drive out anywhere near the desert. I can't do that. So, well, and she gets off of it and she walks out into the desert thinking she's gonna go help some people. But little does she realize when she goes out in the desert, she goes up this hill area and there's this like kind of like dome thing sitting there with this glass. And this is where all the husbands go every morning. They all drive out into the desert. They all are supposed to be working, doing some kind of work. And she realizes when she goes up to the dome and she puts her hands on it, it's like a doorway, it's like a portal. So this movie was so good in how it was really talking about virtual reality, something that we're being pulled into, or we always being pulled into virtual reality. You know, the meta, whatever that is, that wants to be doing this thing, wants to put you into the metaverse. You know, who wants to be all that? Now, there's some people that want to live like that. And in this movie, it actually showed one lady who said, I signed up for this because in here, children don't die, you know. So in the real world, her children were killed or died or something. So she signed up to be a part of this whole thing. So when whatever happens in this meta world happens in the real world. So if you die in this world, you're going to die in that real world. Okay. So getting down towards the end, she finally starts putting it together. She finally, her husband is, because she had some breakdowns, and her husband had to trick her because she had to go get a treatment to restabilize her, to keep her in the story. But it shows also as the husband. Now, this is where Rosemary's Baby comes in, the movie of that, how the husband, it gets a promotion, and once he gets a promotion, he gets up on stage, and the head Frank tells him, "I hope you're as good as you say you are, and show us a dance." So he gets up there and he's dancing. Jack is dancing like he's puppet. You know, he's being puppeteered and he's dancing like a puppet. You know, showing. And I said that is the showing that I am a puppet. I will do what I'm told to be doing. I will follow instructions. Where are we seeing that? A puppet. Where are we seeing that in this world? Anyway, back to the movie. You know I can't leave it alone. So anyway, anyway, as he's dancing around, puppeteering and all that stuff, his wife is in the bathroom having a mental breakdown, thinking, "Oh crap, you know what's wrong with me? I'm losing my mind." She ain't losing her mind. She knows exactly what she's seen. She knows exactly what's been happening. She's not losing her mind. So as it goes on, finally he gets down to the end, coming down to the end of the movie, and she had to be restabilized. So she goes back, and everything's party, everything's cleaning, everything's going shopping, everything's back to the ballet, everything's back to all of this stuff. Okay, she's flowing in it, and then all of a sudden she's cooking the meal, and the husband starts humming the song, and then that starts triggering her. And then she gets the triggering effect back, putting the pieces back together. And she's like, wait a minute, I was a doctor. She was a doctor. She was a doctor. And here's the thing, this is why I say this is a very good movie. And this is playing out, and it's a message about the divine feminine energy that's coming into the planet, and how the male energy is always pushing down the feminine energy. Gotta keep her down. Gotta keep her power down. She's not allowed to be her full essence or whatever. She's only good enough for screwing and taking care of the house and having children. That's it. That's what the whole premise of the movie was about. Is about take care of the house. I want to make love when I want to make love, and you can't say no, and you're gonna do it. That's all these men cared about. They go to their jobs, they come home, they have their three-course meals, have their parties, be the life of the parties, and promotions, and their wives are beautiful and their wives cater to their every needs. Hmm. As it goes down to the very end, she figures it out and turns around and says, "What did you do?" And he finally says, "You weren't happy. I had to do something. I couldn't find my job, and you were working all these hours." She goes, "I love what I was doing. It was my job. I'm a doctor. I worked those out. But yeah, you never had time for me. You never had time. You were always tired when you came home, and da da da. Now you weren't happy. So I took a chance and I signed us up for this, and I got us involved in this. And here I go out and I work and I hate it. Every day I gotta go out and I do this job just so we can stay in this life." And she said, "This life?" And then that's when it got crazy. So she finally figures it out. The woman who was like her handler, has to watch over her handler, comes and says, "Oh, what did you do?" She took Jack out. She says, "If you kill here or die here, you got to leave. You got to get out of here now because they're going to kill you in the real world. They're going to get rid of you." So she hops in the car and she's going to go to the forbidden place, go to the desert. And then all of a sudden, all these men in red, okay, the men in red stand for alert, alert, a violation is happening. We got to handle the situation. So these show up in these red jumpsuits, hops in the car, and they start chasing her. She's driving fast down through the desert because she knows she got to get to the desert. And they're chasing her. A couple cars blow up and all that stuff, and then her car gets stuck. Then she finally has to run on foot to get up there, and then finally put her hands on it. But this is the part where you see, like this matrix of the men in red suits coming to pull the divine feminine energy woman down because she's going to expose it all. So there's hidden messages in this whole movie of how the man, he wants the house clean, he wants the dinners, he wants to not be denied sex. When he wants it, he wants it. Okay, he wants his woman at home, catering to his needs. And all these women, when she broke out of that pattern, she was breaking, all of them were glitching. Like, what? Because there's more that goes on in the movie where she challenges Frank at the table, at the dinner table, and says, "Oh, well, how did you meet your husband? How did you? Oh, let me see. He dropped a card on the ground. He picks it up, and then you guys fall in love. Did you go stay at this this inn, blah blah blah, for your honeymoon? Did you go away to this place?" And all of them say, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." She said. So the movie was excellent. I love the storyline. I love how it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Um, I loved how you think you got it figured out, but you don't. I love how at the end you were rooting for her. You're screaming for her to hurry up. Come on, come on, come on. It's that kind of movie. It keeps you on the edge. It takes time. It's like builds up to it, and then you start thinking, wait a minute, okay, what's happening? And then you just keep watching, and it just takes you on this journey. So there's other parts in the movie that I found that was interesting because as the women were coming out of their virtual reality sedations, they realized it, and the wife that was married to Frank, who was also a handler controlling the women, also finally she snaps out of it and she gets rid of him and says, "It's my turn now." When she said that, that was message right there. Divine feminine energy saying, "No, we're not going to be pushed down anymore. We're not going to be suppressed anymore. We're not going to be um, told that we have to cater to this. This is fine if this is what some women want to do, but don't take my livelihood away from me. Don't take my right to be me away from me." And she just, "It's my turn now. It's my turn." So that's the message of my turn, of the divine feminine energy coming up saying, No, it's my turn. It's my turn to rule. It's my turn to come back and restore balance. So after I watched that movie, I said, man, that was really good. So me and the young one got into watching Godzilla and King Kong. Now, when that movie first came out, because it was already doing a red and blue thing, I didn't want to be bothered with that. And I said, I don't want to watch that stupid movie. It's all political. But yet and still, it had some hidden messages, as always. Because that's what they got to do. They got to tell us what they're planning, what they're doing, but they tell it to us in a movie format so they can be justified in doing what they're doing and not have to deal with the karmic benefits that come down from doing things that are not in balance. So, being that Godzilla represents a reptilian or a draconian or a Draco being representing on the blue, of course. Ah. And then Kong is representing on the red, like representing the human because we're supposed to believe we came and evolved from apes. Yeah, right. Whatever. Not, no, didn't happen. Another lie. So that's what this whole division, you can see the whole division of this. So these two are supposed to be rivals. How ironic. But here's the thing that I liked about it is that they brought up Antarctica. Hmm. Another place that we're not supposed to go to. We're supposed to stay away from. Nobody goes there. Bull crap. There's a whole bunch of elites and a whole bunch of scientists that go there because they're trying to figure out how to get across that membrane. And parts of it is falling apart, which shows in the movie how they go into this wormhole. They go down into this tunnel to get to the middle world. And then it's supposed to be Kong's place when they travel down in it is his home, but it's inverted. You can see the inversion of it, which was so crazy because there's this scene where Godzilla is blowing down the blue light. Interesting how it's blue. Hmm. Blue flames into this hole into the inverted world, and Kong is looking up like this, and Godzilla is looking down like this, and there's this flames of the orange and the blue hit each other. I said, "Wow, look at that! Playing all these psychology things on our minds and telling us what is going on." So you watch that one and it's really well done as far as delivering a message. That's the part that I really like. And then the part there's this scene where Godzilla finally gets Kong on his back and Godzilla puts the foot on his chest like stay down, as to say you will not rise, you will not come up, you will not overthrow me because I'm greater than that. I've been around a long time. I got this all figured out. I'm the king. I'm the king of monsters. I'm the king. And so Kong is down and I'm like, see, I knew I didn't want to watch this movie. Look at this. But then you see how they bring the AI in. The AI, how man always messing up, developing some kind of robot that's going to have a human putting in the thoughts to run it, but then it gets override and then it takes off. The AI takes off by itself. So it's an AI Godzilla. It's all metal. Its fire is more intense because it's using a kind of like a red laser type of thing to burn and all this stuff. So to watch that part play out, and I said, look at this. They're telling us so much. This AI coming in, it's gonna rule, it's gonna take over, da da da. It's already doing that. But here's the thing: they show where Kong's life really originated. Okay, so he's in an inverted world. So King Kong's in an inverted world. That's supposed to be his home. He sees ancestors. He sees, he can't stay there by himself. He sees all that. So when it first starts off, you see Kong. He wakes up. He's in the water, but everything is a hologram. He's in a hologram where it's this big dome area that's temperature control, animals, species, whatever. It's all, and he realizes where he is because he takes a big tree and strikes and throws it up, and you see it all graphs and breaks up and stuff. So it's a very good movie as far as the messages that's in it. Then we went ahead and followed up because I'm not going to tell you all the ending. You should go watch it so that you can get some info about the inversions of the worlds and that blue, that blue light, what it was used for. Pay attention to that. Um, then we went and backtraced to the movie before that, which was The King of the Monsters, Godzilla, the King of Monsters. Now, in that one, once again, we see man playing around, playing God, gonna manipulate things and things get out of hand, just like in Jurassic Park. You know how they always gonna be messing around with the DNA and da 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 da. That's what our problem is on this planet. Too many beings have been messing around with the DNA and all these DNA infringing upon our wills. And now you see it how they play it out and they give you the message of all this stuff that they've been doing. They put it in the movies. And so you see yet again messing around with the DNAs, creating creatures, and now they are going to supposedly try to control them, which it never pans out that way. It never happens that way. But then you see the woman who's the doctor who developed this kind of like this alpha wave type of machine or whatever, and you see it. So then you're saying, "Oh, okay, well she's learned how to communicate with them." But no, this dum dum is going to help the bad guys try to take over because they think they're putting things back into balance because they think they're helping to restore balance on Earth. Da, 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 da. Notice how the meaning of everything is about restoring balance back on Earth. Now, in this movie, you get to see where Godzilla home really was down in the water. And they say, wow, this is Egyptian, all this statues and stuff. Said, no, that's Atlantis. That was Atlantis. So that energy, you get to see all of that when they're going down into the waters. So there's a lot tied in between the middle world going into the depths of our water, how they all interconnect in that inversion of itself. Okay. So this is why if you want to sit and just kind of be in the ebb and flow of metaphysics and the physics of dynamics of things that are inverted and how it comes up and what it looks like, these are the type of movies that you want to watch because they're putting it right there. They're showing you the technology. They're showing you what they can do, where and words are being said. They can go in and out of these wormholes to get to different places, different timelines, different spaces, come out different places. So, what do you think is happening in our world right now? Where are we being told that we shouldn't be going to? Oh, that's right. We can't just go fly out to the Antarctic because you'd probably be shot down if you try to go do that. Oh, you can't fly beyond the equator because there's going to be an issue there. All this hiding stuff and all this lying. And here in the northern part of California, how they really organize, they could save their lives to get us rain going in the first part of September or so. If they were so desperate to get rainwater to what is needed here in the state of California, they wait until right about when we're close enough to have that lunar eclipse. So it would be raining most of the time and only certain areas would be able to see it, and other areas that they wanted to control and manipulate would not be able to see it. It's too late. All the codes have dropped into the water. All the codes are in the rain. All the codes are in the earth now. We're walking on them. We're absorbing them. We're eating the codes. We're drinking the codes. It's too late to come back now. I believe, I believe, I believe we are falling in love with ourselves. I have to laugh at this because when you realize just by watching those movies and just by seeing the hidden information in them and putting it together, you really, when you step out into your own world reality, you can look at it and see how we're being manipulated. You can see how the storylines are not real, not the way they're supposed to be. And now we got Wakanda coming out and then Avatar, all about water. Our water is totally being redone. That is what the hierarchy has told me. It's being redone because we've messed it up so much that in order to maintain life on this planet, the waters have to be cleaned up. Mother's blood has to be cleaned up. So, it's over. That's all there is to it. But the main thing is, how are we going to keep shifting ourselves into our higher evolution of ourselves? That's the key. Until each and every one of us owns our own power, our own self, we cannot afford to repeat history. And that's the problem on this planet. We keep repeating the same timelines. We keep being puppet into the same thing over and over and over. And it's just like in that movie, Don't Worry, My Darling. They were she was being fed into the system over and over and over to believe that is really who she is in that timeline, in that virtual reality. And then when things aren't lining up, I mean, come on now, you gonna crack an egg open and no yolk coming out? There's got to be a problem there. And she does it again and again, and she's like, She's in the bathtub and she sinks down, but the reflection of her stays up. I'm like, what? That's just like and then she finds herself getting sunk into water, down into that. Hi, darling. Finds herself. I love all your info, my dear, and I'm so happy everything has worked out so good for you. Thank you so much for being a part of this planet. Thank you for your work. Thank you for all that you're here to do, and you're following your soul divine purpose. Yes, you are royalty, my sister. Yes, you are. Very, very bright, wonderful woman here who is just you blessed in so many ways. I know you had some hard things happen, but you have a lot to do. You have a lot of work to do. All right. So I really wanted to let you know you have a lot of work to do. And you're doing it. And you're going to be changing a lot of women's lives and a lot of people's lives. You're changing people's lives just because you show up and you tell your story. So that's a beautiful thing. Thank you for the thumbs up. So just know that everything that they're putting in these movies, you have to really look at it from your higher self and you go from there. What are they really saying? Why did the women all of a sudden they get glitched out and they say it's my turn now to stand in power themselves and not be in that control? And then why did they have it? How many people actually now, since you're coming into a higher awakening of yourself, how many people actually now can look at Godzilla and realize that that is a draconian being or a reptilian. How many people can look at that now and see that for what it is? You know, we're taught to look at things from an entertainment point of view and not see the hidden agenda right in front of our faces. And that's what they bank on. That's why they told those women, don't go to the desert. Oh, don't go beyond the wall in Divergent. Everything. Don't go beyond the wall. No, don't go out there into the water. No, don't do that. Don't go beyond that. Everything is always don't go beyond it. Don't do this. Don't read this. Don't know this. Everything is don't. You have to stay in this encapsulated, controlled environment of the masses. You have to be puppeteered to stay like that. Stay asleep is what they want you to do. It's too late now. Nope, no more sleep. I'm sorry. We just took a big, gigantic burst of, I don't know, that sunlight that's waking us up. And a lot of us are stepping fully into our power. And we're generating that energy. And that's what is happening. And that's how it's going to be. So, you want something to kind of go on a trip and take a look at those movies and then to sit back and analyze it, watch. It's on HBO Max. Don't worry, my darling. Then watch King Kong and um, Godzilla versus Godzilla. Then watch Godzilla, the King of Monsters. Those three, you get to see the inverted world. You get to see the hidden messages, the dynamics put into that. Okay. So we are royalty. Bless you. Much love to you. Thank you for raising. Yes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say something. This eclipse that came in earlier this morning. Now, like I said, they set this up so we wouldn't be able to see it because they think they keeping our codes away. No, 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 no. That ain't happening. The night before, because the dreams that we're having are so vivid and so in tune, the dreams. This dream I had, I didn't really like where I was. But when I put it together, I said, oh no. I kind of figured out where I was. And I can't put a location, but I feel what the energy was. So somehow I ended up at some kind of touristy cave area where there was a group of people who were on a tour. And it was nice and it was kind of, it looked like it was jungle like, it looked like it was hot, it looked like it was um wasn't rainy or anything, it didn't look like winter, it looked like it was a tropical place where these people were. They were touring. And then in the cave, all of a sudden, it was almost like I was just kind of drifting in and out, and I could see these people were touring. Oh, they're touring. And then all of a sudden, they were attacked. They were needled in their neck. Their hands were tied. Their mouth were gagged. And they were laying out on the ground. And there was these other group of people, and there was this one guy who almost looked like Ian Somner, almost looked like him a little bit. And he stood up and he was like, "Oh my God!" And it was almost like he did this like he went into a prayer mode, and they got him, stuck a needle in his neck, tied up his hand, and did this. And there was maybe 10 to 11, maybe there was a group of people all laid out on the ground. and they were taken. And then I woke up and I said, "Oh, where was I? That's horrible." And then I started thinking, "Oh, we got the blood full moon and the eclipse. Sacrifices are being made. Harvesting is being done." And I just put it together and I was just like, back in the day, I used to get messages of plane is going to go down, earthquake's coming, da 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 da. And then one day I just said, you know what? Don't tell me about stuff like that if I can't help or I can't, help somebody out or something or get a message out or anything. Not realizing a lot of times when you do that, they think you're doing something and they want to get rid of you. But I said, don't show me things like that if I can't help in that way. Now I see things like this, people and just things that make me say, where am I? So yeah, there's a lot going on this planet. But as we rise and we stay true to ourselves and stay in our light and keep our light right, we stay divine. And that's just the way it is. So, lovelies, I gotta run. I have more teachings to do. I'm gonna try to do my very first short on YouTube today. That's the challenge for me today, to do my first short and to put some healing shorts out there. So, everyone, be good to yourselves. Know that you are blessed. Thank you so much for being here on Be So Light. Like and subscribe, and have a blessed day. Stay in your light.